In the last class, we were discussing about another property, that was surface tension. So, we have defined the surface tension. It is, I think we have represented this T. It is equivalent to force per unit length. So this surface tension, this is defined as force per unit length. In the direction of this surface, this is not on the upward or downward direction of the surface of the liquid, but it is towards the surface of that liquid. So now the surface of that liquid is a stretched surface. So that tension is the surface tension. And if we just want to represent in diagrammatical form, and this is the surface, top view of that liquid, and we have, this is that length L, and the force in this direction toward the surface, it is F. So this surface tension T is defined as force per unit length. So we have calculated the unit and dimension. And in order to discuss the mechanism of this surface tension, the reason behind this surface tension, then we have used the molecular theory. So on the surface, this is that liquid. We have one molecule here, somewhere here. Then this will be in equilibrium form because of force in all direction, equal and identical force in all direction. So that liquid inside this, the molecules inside this liquid, this will be in equilibrium position. But here at the surface, here if that molecule, that water molecule or that liquid molecule is somewhere here, then the force that will be along this direction, and obviously in the above this surface, air molecules are there, but the force that will be the force between that liquid and that air molecule, this is much less than with compared to this force between these molecules and these neighboring molecules of that liquid. So the situation of this this particular atom, this will be not equilibrium. This is just a random unbalanced liquid, and this will try to move toward this direction inside this liquid, and to fulfill this vacancy, some more neighboring molecule of that liquid that will be reached there, and due to maintain that energy term, we have defined that surface energy. So there is a requirement of surface energy to maintain that surface in that planar form. So that surface energy, and this surface energy, this has been defined as work done. So work done on the surface, work done upon change in volume, change in surface area. So this is defined as that surface energy. Okay, so we have calculated that that surface energy by using that soap film, simple thought experiments on that. Now, after that, we have some more terms used in this particular topic, that was the forces. One is adhesive force, and one can represent this is by Fc, and second one is cohesive force, that is F, this is Fa, this is Fc. So this adhesive force, this is force between two different molecules of atoms, means the different means nature means different nature. So that is if we have this diagram, and this is that liquid, then the force between molecule of liquid and atom of container. This is that adhesive force, and cohesive force, that is the force between two same nature of atoms are molecules. So this actually, that force, adhesive force and cohesive force, this actually decides that that particular liquid will stick on that surface of container, or there is no stick effect on that. First, if FA means adhesive force, this is greater than cohesive force, means atom, the force between these liquid molecules and this container, atom of this container, if it is more than that cohesive force between the molecules of this liquid, then the liquid will stick on the surface of container or part. Okay, container. For example, easy water in upper part. Yes, so upper part glass container. So if we pour that water in a glass container or copper pot, then that water molecules, that water sticks on the surface of that glass container as well as that copper pot. Why? Because that this adhesive force between that molecules of that water with the atom of that copper pot, and this is more than that force between the molecules of that water. Second, if this FA is less than FC, means adhesive forces, the liquid will not stick on the surface of container. And here, the best example is here. The best example is easy. The Hg. This is the liquid metal. Hg in glass container. The cohesive force between the Hg atoms, this is much more than the adhesive force between this Hg and the that materials of that glass. That's why this Hg, that mercury, it does not stick on the surface of that glass containers or glass tube, and this is the reason why this Hg is used in thermometer, because it has not a sticking property, and it can just move freely in that glass tube with the effect of temperature. Because this is metal means this will expand with temperature, so it can freely move in that tube, because there is no adhesion property in this. One more term that is used here, that is the angle of contact. So is it clear? Okay. So next one is, first we should use the meniscus. This is one term. It is CUS, meniscus. This is one term used in this chapter, meniscus. So if this is that liquid container, and we are just keeping one tube here in this container, and obviously this is that cylindrical tube, so liquid will rise, and this tube is actually known as capillary tube. If that diameter is this is known as capillary tube. If its radius or diameter, diameter is much less than its height. So if its diameter is much less very smaller in millimeter, micrometer range. So micrometer to millimeter range. Then that tube is known as capillary tube. So very small diameter tube. It is now here inside this liquid container. So this liquid will rise here up to this, and the shape of this, the upper part, the shape of here, it is also the shape here. This is not completely planar. Why? Because that force is working inside this, working in towards the bottom of this container. So the shape is like this, and this shape is known as meniscus. This is known as meniscus. This shape here, that will be either concave or convex. So this meniscus, this will be either concave or convex shape. And this whether that meniscus will be concave or convex shape, this depends on this cohesive and adhesive force. Okay, so in this case, this is water, and the shape of meniscus, this is here, the shape of meniscus is concave. Here the shape of meniscus is concave. And what we have discussed about this cohesive and adhesive force related to water in a container? Here, that adhesive force is more than cohesive force. When adhesive force is more than cohesive force. So when adhesive force is more than cohesive force, adhesive मतलब चिपकना होता है. So adhesive force is more than cohesive force, then the shape of meniscus will be concave, and the liquid will stick on the surface of container. So the first line we have written that when that adhesive force is more than cohesive force, then the liquid will stick. So when liquid will stick, means the shape of meniscus, this will be concave. And the vice versa, the second term is also true. If we are using, this is water. Now in place of water, if we are keeping here that there is one capillary tube here, but in place of water we are using Hg, mercury we are using. So here if this mercury is there, then the meniscus will be like this. And also, they say that capillaries and meniscus will be like this. So here, the shape of meniscus will be convex. The shape of meniscus, this is convex. When the adhesive force is less than cohesive force. So this is first, this is second. So this is meniscus, and the shape of meniscus, this depends on that adhesive and cohesive force. If cohesive force is more with compared to adhesive force, then the meniscus will be convex, and if that the reverse is true, then that convex, this will be concave. Okay. Now the angle of contact. Angle of contact. This is another term used in this chapter. So here is the container, and in this point, this is the contact point. here this is that contact point. So this is the contact point. So this contact point, the tangent drawn toward this surface of this container and tangent of this meniscus in the first case. Second case, this is again toward the container, surface of container, and here the tangent is like this. The tangent of this this surface, this is like this. This angle is known as angle of contact. So the angle of contact is, this is the angle between the tangent drawn on the surface of meniscus and tangent on the surface of container or tube, container inside the liquid. Okay, so this is angle of contact. Angle of contact. This is angle of contact. This diagram is wrong. Here this diagram is just correct, make a correction on this diagram. So in the first case, when FA, angle of adhesive, force of adhesive, angle of, so adhesive force, if this is less than cohesive force, if it is greater than, in the first case, FA, here this FA is greater than FC. In this case, FA, it is less than FC. So when this FA, it is greater than FC, then the angle of contact, theta will be less than pi by 2. This is acute angle. And second, this FA, it is less than FC, means the mercury inside the container, then angle of contact, this theta, this is greater than pi by 2. Okay, so on the basis of this FA and FC, we can decide so many things. First, when there is this FA, it is greater than FC. If this adhesive force is greater than FC, the liquid will stick on the surface of container. Second, the angle of contact, this will be less than pi by 2. And the third, one more thing, the shape of that meniscus, that will be concave. When this FA, it is less than FC, and the cohesive less than this cohesive force, then this angle of contact, this is greater than pi by 2. Shape of meniscus will be convex, and the one thing that liquid will not stick on the surface of that container. And one more thing we can write here, and here this is the capillary, and such type of rise in the liquid level, this is known as capillary rise. So the capillary rise, this is only possible when this FA, it is greater than FC. When this angle adhesive force is more than this cohesive force, then there will be capillary rise. But here in this case, there will be capillary that will down. There will be no rise. And when this FA, this is less than FC. So many things one can judge on the basis of this cohesive force and adhesive force. Now we will discuss some details about this capillary rise. This is very important phenomena, and this is very useful in our daily life experience. So we will discuss about this capillary rise. So capillary rise method, this capillary rise method is actually used to determine the surface tension of the liquid. This is one experimental technique also. So I think in 12th class or in higher studies, this capillary rise method, it is experimentally performed in the laboratory. So this is used to determine the surface tension of that liquid. In general, water is given. Okay, so the mechanism, theory, that mathematical derivation we will discuss. And in a daily life observations, we have so many phenomena we can observe this capillary rise. Many times you have observed if some cloth, some just one small part of the cloth is dipped inside that water, then after some time that water rises up to other parts of that liquid, and after some time, maybe if that cloth is small enough, then the complete cloth will be wetted completely because of that rise of water in the capillary. Capillary means the threads, the gap between the two threads. So we have so many parallel structure of this cloth is like this. If it is just with this container, liquid container. So because of this small tubes in between this, the water can rise. This is capillary rise. Okay, even that a lamp, of that kerosene oil lamp, simple one system is there, one thread is there, and even that your candles, one thread is there, and when we burn that thread, so it actually absorbs that whatever that materials in that that lamp, that candle, and that is because of that capillary rise. So many examples and are there in capillary rise method. So let us discuss. So let us have one container. This is that container containing. Let us have a liquid like water, and this is that capillary. This is capillary. And since this is water, this is glass tube, so obviously that cohesive energy, cohesive force is more than adhesive force, so there will be capillary rise. So this is that capillary rise, and the shape of meniscus, that shape of meniscus is concave. And this surface is this area is much more, so we can neglect that concave part here. Just we can consider this is almost planar somewhere. And mathematically, so let's have this height is h. So this h is that height of capillary rise. So that water, it is rises up to this. And in the case that surface tension, so this surface tension, this will be along this, and now in mathematical calculation we have to calculate the force applied by this liquid column towards this. This is wet towards the center of earth. It is balanced by this total volume of this liquid because of this surface tension. What is happening? We are just dipping this glass tube, and after some time this liquid, some amount of liquid is rises up to this point, and one equilibrium force is there. That equilibrium force is one force. This is because of weight of this liquid, this liquid column, and it is balanced by that force due to that surface tension. So we have to calculate the force, resultant force due to the surface tension in the upward direction, and this will be balanced by this weight. Mathematics, that physics is simple. Now let us start mathematics. So let us have this. This is that tube. Just as simply, I am taking that tube. This is that tube, and this is that meniscus. This is the meniscus, and let us have the radius of this tube. This is R, and the angle of contact. Angle of contact is like this. This is angle of contact. We have just discussed. And the direction of this surface tension, this is always. So let us think. This is the direction of surface tension. Okay. And now, so this will be. Just this is cylindrical tube. So the direction of this surface tension, this will be toward this. This is like this in all direction. Another surface, this will be same. Okay. So if this angle is theta, obviously this angle will be theta. And if we can take this component of this t. So the component of this t toward this will be t sine theta. And in this direction, this will be t cos theta. So actually, this t cos theta is responsible to rise that water in the capillary. Okay, is it clear? So what is happening here? This surface tension, the direction of surface tension is like this direction, and this angle is theta. So this component will be t cos theta, and this component, that is t sine theta. This is t cos theta and this is t sine theta. And this t cos theta, this is responsible to rise that water. And this t, we are just writing this t in this, but since this tube is cylindrical, so the force, if this is that top surface, this is the top surface, so there will be t cos theta here, t cos theta here, t cos theta here, t cos theta here, and everywhere t cos theta will be in the upward direction. And the total, if we are just want to calculate the total, if the radius of this is r, then the total length will be, total parameter will be, so the total parameter will be 2 pi r. So the total force due to, due to surface tension on the surface, on the contact surface of liquid and water, liquid and glass tube. This is t cos theta multiplied by, if the radius of this meniscus is r and this tube is r, then this is equivalent to 2 pi r. So this is the force due to surface tension. Second, we have to calculate now weight. So this is balanced by the weight m multiplied by c. Okay, so now we have to calculate the weight of this water in this column. So this column is this water column is actually like this. I'm just taking from this level. So here, this is the meniscus. So if this is the center, this will be R. Obviously, this will be R. and this is height h. So in this part, here to here, this volume is equivalent to this V1, it is equivalent to total parameter is 2 pi r and height is h. So this is total area is pi r square. So this part that is equivalent to pi r square multiplied by h. This part here to here. But some extra liquid is here also. Okay, so the volume of this liquid in this column, this is just the volume of cylinder. So height is h and area is pi r square. So the volume will be pi r square h. But we have to calculate this the extra volume related to this segment. So what will be? This is actually equal to the volume of this small part. Here the height is r, radius is r, and with the minus of the volume of this, the volume of that it is not, this is half circle, hollow half circle. Okay, so the volume of this V2, so this V1 it is equal to pi r square h, and V2 this is equal to this pi r square multiplied by r is 1, and the volume of this hollow surface with minus sign, that is 2 pi by 3. What is that?
Q.
So what will be the volume of that sphere? Volume of the sphere is 4 pi by 3. है ना? So this is 2 pi by 3 r cube. Is it? So this is that V2. V2 means this. So the total volume will be, that is V is equal to V1 plus V2. Now you can solve this. This is the volume. You have to multiply it by the density. So delta M is equal to that volume. So V multiplied by Z. Multiplied by the rho. So the volume, when volume is multiplied by rho, then this is, so the total force will be mc. Now we can compare this two. So by comparing this, you can get the value of surface tension. Okay, so try yourself. In the next class we will try to discuss it some more, and one revision is required. But the fundamental, the mechanism is very simple. What you have to do, you have to calculate two forces. One force due to surface tension, which is just trying to rise that the level of liquid in upward direction. And second, it is balanced by that weight of this liquid inside this tube. So in order to calculate, we want to calculate the surface tension, then we take this direction of T and we take that component, and that surface tension, it is around that meniscus in the contact point. So this is 2 pi r multiplied by this force T cos theta. And second, we have to calculate the weight of this and multiply by Z. So in order to calculate weight, we need the volume of that liquid. So liquid, the volume of this liquid, this is equivalent to pi r square h, complete cylinder. And this part is, in this part, this is the cylindrical part of the radius as well as height is identical. So this is pi r square multiplied by r, and the volume of this is 2 pi by 3 r cube. So when we add these two, the total volume we will have. This is the volume, we can calculate mass, and we can calculate this mc. So when we compare these two, we can have the value of this T. So this is your assignment. You have to calculate the value of T.